Hey guys, welcome to the beginner's guide of the JBL LIVE300tws wireless earbuds, where we're going to cover the majority or the most important features of these wireless earbuds. So we are going to cover here the battery charging, how to connect to your smartphone, then the correct fit, then the button functionalities, and also how to set up with Google Assist or other services. Okay, so the very first time you're trying to use these earbuds, you actually have to first charge them. So you just place them into the charging case for about 10 minutes. But eventually you will have to charge the battery of the charging case as well. And that's when this charging cable here with this USB Type-C connector comes into play. So you just plug this into the bottom of the charging case, and the other end you plug here, for example, into the charging cube of your smartphone. Or you can just plug it into the USB port of your computer, for example. So here in this case, I use this charging cube. I just plug this into an outlet. And if we take a close look at this area around the charging port, then you can see here how this is pulsating in red and in white. So the pulsating red stands for the charging case batteries being charged at this point. So you shouldn't, or you should just leave the charging cable connected as long as this is pulsating in red, and the pulsating in white indicates that the earbuds themselves are being charged at this point. And by the way, charging the charging case takes about 2 hours, while charging the earbuds takes about 1 hour. And in case you're looking for more information about charging, then I suggest you check out this video here in the upper right corner. Okay, so the next topic we're going to cover here is the pairing to a smartphone. And in this case, I'm going to show you this with an iPhone. I also do have a different video that shows this in detail for Android phones as well as iPhones. And I'm going to link to these here also in the upper right corner if you want to check that out for more information. Okay, so now that the batteries of the earbuds are charged properly, I'm going to just open up the lid of the charging case in order to initiate here the pairing process. And you just take a look at this LED here. So now you see after a while it starts blinking in blue and white. See how this changes back and forth. So this indicates that we are in the pairing mode, which we need to be. And so at this point, I'm going to switch here to my phone, and I'm going to enter the settings menu where we find here the Bluetooth option, and we're going to enable Bluetooth. And then at the very bottom of the list here, this is where I found JBL LIVE300tws. I'm just going to connect to it, and it's going to automatically pair. And at this point, now we're not quite done yet. So the next thing we need is we need to download an app. That's the My JBL Headphones app. And you find this here in the App Store, and you can find this here in the Apple App Store or also in the Google Play Store. And this is what this looks like here in these images. And as soon as you start the app, it should find your LIVE300tws earbuds as long as they are paired to your phone. And this is where you're going to find a couple of options and settings which we are going to look at a later point. But before we do that, we are going to take a look at the correct fit of these earbuds. So there's two different things here. There's first the ear tips, and then also on the outside here these enhancers. And depending on your ear size and shape, you can adjust these two parts so that they fit right for you. So there are 3 different types of ear tips which you see on the top. So there's the small, medium, and large, and they come with the medium size pre-installed. And then here on the bottom you see 4 different types of enhancers, and the only difference that they have is here in this little thing on the top. That's differently sized, so it gets smaller and smaller the further you go to the right here. And so now how do we fit this correctly? And I'm going to start out with the ear tips first. So I'm only going to install at this point the ear tips, and I won't be using any of these enhancers. So first I start out with here the smallest ear tip size, and I'm going to install this. And when you put this now into your ear, and you play some music while you do that, then you should recognize if the fit is kind of snug or if you have a lot of space and it kind of wiggles around. And also check out the music that you're playing. If you have a lot of bass and you like a lot of bass, then make sure that this music actually comes out with a bunch of bass. If it doesn't have a lot of bass, then maybe change it to a bigger ear tip size. And also if it's too loose, go to a bigger ear tip size. So that will enhance first the fit and also the audio quality that you're going to achieve. And now let's have a look at the different enhancers. There's 4 different types, and for each size here there's a left side and the right side, and you have to figure out which one goes onto which side. And the easiest way to figure that out is by looking for this little notch here. See this here? That sticks out into the inside. And if you take a look at your earbuds, then you also see here this little cutout here, this little hole. And this notch of the enhancer is supposed to go right in there. And depending on the side, it only fits, like the enhancer only fits either on the right side or on the left side. So you have to choose the correct one here. Let me show you here how you put this over here. The way that I do it is I first put in the notch here into this hole, and then I pull the rest of the enhancer over the earbud. And then in order to try out for the correct size, I also install here my ear tip so that I really know if it's a good fit or not. And so now, how do you know if the earbud or if the enhancer is sized correctly for your ear here? So let me show you, for example, my ear here with a couple of different sizes. And you can see how the enhancer of the left picture here is way too big for my ear. It doesn't really go in. While the center one, the center example here, that fits correctly. And the right one, there the enhancer is a little bit too small. It may still be okay, but in the end it is too small and the earbud tends to fall out of my ear. Okay, so the next topic is the button functionalities of the earbuds, and we're going to start out with the right earbud. And in this case we're playing here some music, and if you touch the right earbud once, then you're going to pause the music, and if you press it again, then it's going to continue playing the music. Okay, so then the next feature is to double tap it, and if you do that, then it's going to switch to the next track. And if you triple tap it, then it's either first going to go to the beginning of the current track, and if you do it again, then it's going to switch to the previous track. Then it is also possible to start Bixby or Siri, for example, with the right earbud. And you do that by just tapping and holding the right earbud for 2 seconds, and that will initiate Siri or Bixby depending on what system you're on, and if you have it enabled. And in this case I don't have this configured right, so it's just not going to really initiate it, but that's how this would work. Also, in case you get a phone call, then the functionalities here of the right earbud changes a little bit. So in case your phone rings, then you double tap the right earbud. Then in that case you would pick up the phone call, and if you double tap it again, then you would hang up. Also, you can mute the microphone and unmute the microphone by pressing and holding the right earbud for 2 seconds. Then the next feature is to change the audio volume, and you do this by swiping backwards on the right earbud to lower the volume. And if you swipe forward, then that allows you to raise the volume. Okay, so now we are back at the My JBL Headphones app, and in the upper right corner, that's where you see this cogwheel, and if you select that, then we can adjust a couple of settings here. So the first list item is the play and pause automation. That stops the music from playing as soon as you take the earbud out of your ear. And the auto off option is just to preserve battery in case you're not really using the earbuds. And then here the voice assistant setting, that's where you can select if you want to use Google Assist or Amazon Alexa. So in case you have an Android phone, then Google Assist is already pre-installed, but if you have an iPhone, then you still need to install the Google Assist app on your iPhone. Okay, so then the next list item is here, Find My Earbuds, and this one helps you to locate either one of your earbuds in case you misplaced them. And in order to activate this, you just select one of the earbuds here, the left or the right one, and whichever one you choose is going to create a really high-pitched noise, and so that you can locate it. And just make sure you don't wear that earbud at the time, because it will probably hurt your hearing. So now if we go back to the main page, then we will see two more features here under these buttons here. So you see talk through and ambient aware, but for some reason this feature does not work for me at all here with the Android app. So let me just switch to my iPhone, because I know it works there. So I'm going to start up my JBL headphones up here, and now let's see this here. So if I select ambient aware, then this allows you to hear what's going on around you, like different noises, people coming up or vehicles. And then there's also talk through, and the talk through actually allows you to really have a conversation with the person. So this basically means the volume of the music that you're listening to is just not going as high, so that you can actually still hear the person around you. While the ambient awareness, you can hear or listen to your music much louder than with the talk through feature. And now we have here also a third button here, the gestures button on the left side. There we can make some adjustments to the left earbud functionalities of the buttons here. So the adjustment that you can make is the forward swipe functionality. So here you can select either toggling ambient awareness on and off, or you can select it to enable the talk through feature. So either or none if you don't choose any of the two features. And then also the button also supports enabling here Google Assist. And now you can see here I have selected the ambient awareness feature for the swiping forward of the left earbud, and I'm trying to toggle this on and off right now, but for some reason you see I am really having a hard time using this feature. So I don't know what's wrong with my fingers here, but it doesn't really seem to work. I keep swiping and swiping for a long time. It doesn't really work for me. I have the same problem also with the volume for the up and down of the volume on the right earbud. So I haven't really quite figured out how this works yet, until finally I was just trying to kind of swipe just from the center of the button towards the left side, or towards the front actually. And then eventually it would work much better than what I tried before, was just to swipe over the entire button. But if you just start in the center of the button and then swipe forward, then it would eventually work a lot better than what I tried before. Yeah, and this is already it here, my quick start guide for the JBL LIVE300tws wireless earbuds. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any more questions, then please leave a comment below, and don't forget to check out my other videos about these earbuds.